Dear Black people, to be black in this world is not a sentence, but it is a sentence that begins a sacred paragraph in the book of time. It is not a burden, it is a crown passed down in silence. Through blood, breath, and resistance, we must speak in clarity now, not in defense, but with the fullness of memory. Because the world has amnesia, but we, the descendants of the stormwalkers, the bone holders, the fire eaters, we remember. We remember everything. Let me speak plainly. We are not merely the result of historical survival. We are not the aftermath of conquest. We are the proof that endurance can be divine. We are the descendants of those who chose to remain, not in servitude, but in purpose, not in brokenness, but in strategy. It is a grave mistake to say we are not our ancestors, because we are. We are the ones their prayers were spoken for, the ones who lived because they refused to let the story end with them. Some of our ancestors hid in caves, not out of fear, but to protect the last breath of truth. Some became the trees, camouflaged not only by bark, but by sacred purpose. They became the whispers between rivers, the watchers in the wind, the architect of silence that spoke only to those who knew how to listen. They survived colonization not by submission, but through transformation. They embedded language into land. They placed memory in pattern. They encoded resistance into rhythm, into pigment, into womb. Today they call themselves philosophers, historians, archaeologists. But what the colonizers found, what they study now in laboratories and lectures, are the fragments our ancestors permitted them to find. Not the whole, never the whole, because the real knowledge is not excavated, it's inherited, and it lives within us. This knowledge is not intellectual alone. It is not purely spiritual. It is ancestral technology. It moves in our bodies. It recalibrates our steps. It whispers when danger approaches and sings when truth nears. It is the reason why, despite centuries of erasure, black children still hum songs they were never taught, still dance in rhythms they've never studied, still speak with cadence forged in lands they've never seen. This is not coincidence. This is not myth. This is remembrance. To be black today is to be a vessel for the unseen. It is to carry a message that cannot be translated for the world. It must be lived. The truth was never lost. It is encoded, and it's ours to carry. Do not fear the collapse of systems. Do not fear the end of empires. We have watched the sun fall before. We have tasted water that once ran clean, and we will again. Because when all things return to origin, when language fails and monuments turn to dust, it will be you and me and our children standing in that sacred aftermath, not as survivors, but as witnesses. The water will taste like memory again. The sun will return to kiss the skin that once was scorched, and the moon in her eternal rhythm will once again find alignment with the wombs of black women. And from those wombs, the ancients will be born again, not as a myth, but as presence. Let me be perfectly clear. We do not owe the world translation. We owe our ancestors articulation. We do not need validation. We need integration of past, present, and future. We, you and I, we are the bloodline of those that remained. We are the keepers of that which was never meant for empire. We are the keepers of that which was never meant for empire. We are the story that cannot be conquered. We are the storm they could not kill. We are the silence that speaks when all lies have burned away. And so, I say to you, my black people, not in poetry, but in truth, you are not merely living. You are the final stanza in a song, composed before the world had sound. You are the sacred continuity, the final word, the unfinished prophecy. You are the ones who chose to remain. Don't you get it? We were not meant to survive, but we did. When they stole our names, we carved new ones from bone, drum, and breath. When they ripped us from the soil, we carried the soil in our hair. When they silenced our tongues, our silence thundered into rhythms the world could never forget. Black child, you're not an accident of history. You are the evidence of it. You are the living, breathing, undeniable proof that our ancestors prayed, fought, spat blood into the earth, and won. Don't let this world lie to you. You are not underprivileged. You are overburdened with power. You are not disadvantaged. You are descended from architects of pyramids, stargazers, herbalists, queens, and warriors whose names echo through galaxies. They did not survive chains just for you to be chained to trends. They did not escape plantations just for you to be trapped in someone else's algorithm. Your melanin is not a market. Your trauma is not a trend. Your pain is not performance. You are more than what they call you, more than what they sell you. You are the dream of the slave and the gut-wrenching fear of the colonizer, wrapped in one unstoppable body. So walk like you're an archive. Speak like you're a prophecy. Create like you're building a nation, because you are. And if you ever doubt who you are, close your eyes. Feel that drum in your chest. That is not just your heartbeat. That is them, all of them, marching behind you, rooting for you. So rise, not for likes, not for fame. Rise because they couldn't. Rise because you must. Rise because you are the answered prayer of someone who never saw freedom, but believed in you anyway. You are not here by chance. You are not here because history forgot you. You are here because your bloodline chose to survive. The world may not remember their names, but you are the living proof of their decision to keep going, to remain, to endure. We are the ones who rose from the soil of survival, not by accident, but by intention. They did not live for comfort. They lived for you. What we don't know is that some hid in the mountains, some disappeared into forests and became part of the land. Some carved messages into stone, buried stories in the sand, etched history into the walls of caves, with hands that bled. Some took the form of animals that guarded children in the night. The colonizers think they've discovered the truth. They dig up bones and study symbols, but all they've ever found is what our ancestors allowed them to find. The true knowledge was never meant for them. It lives in us, in the rhythm of our breath, in the architect of our memory, in the unspoken power of who we are. We are the children of the truth bearers, those who were chosen to witness and carry the story forward. Everything around us could fall to dust, but we will remain like we once did. We always have. You are not just living, you are carrying forward the truth, a truth that was never meant to be explained, only embodied. So when they ever ask you who you are, say to them, I am the one who remained, the proof. I am the memory, the storm and the silence. I am the story untold, and I will not ever be forgotten. I honor you, Black child.